Matt, so good to see you today. We get to talk through the 401k rollover mistake that is costing retirement savers billions. There are so many benefits to rolling your 401k into an IRA, but it turns out workers are missing out on billions in investment gains by pulling their money out of the stock market after switching jobs. So tell us about what's often happening when people are rolling their 401k into an IRA.
The challenge is they're transferring in cash. So they don't transfer in kind. They're not transferring your stocks
Right.
into from the 401k into an IRA. They sell everything, they wait for it to settle. After it settles, it's in cash in your account. So you got to be on it. You got to make sure you receive the funds, you got to pick your stocks, and you got to monitor it going forward to make sure you're in the right things for you as you get into retirement.
Right, really good
So
point. And it turns out most people aren't. One third of people are still sitting in cash 7 years later, which is why we're doing this video, Matt. So explain why sitting in cash is so detrimental when it comes to retirement savings.
you lost money for 7 years. You lost money
Yeah.
because inflation is going to be at least 3%, if not 4. You're negative. And then, when we had a bad week like we did a couple weeks ago where the market was down 3%, that's the only time you're happy because you feel like, oh, I didn't lose any money. But beyond that, you lost 7% a year over time. And you need to, cash is okay for a little bit, but not 100% of your assets, not 30% of your assets, depending on where you're at. You need to be invested. We need to beat inflation. And that's really why, unless you're, really good at what you do, that's what advisors are for. We're here to help you pick funds that are risk appropriate for your age, risk appropriate for your risk profile. And we're here to help. The value of an advisor, according to Vanguard, is, 3% a year.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up because this is a mistake that obviously wouldn't happen if you are working with an advisor. So, listen to this other stat. According to Vanguard, for investors under age 55, they estimate that even just the benefit of putting that money in a target date fund versus staying in cash is a difference of $130,000 when you're ready to retire.
And that's a lot of money. That's a
It
lot of money
is.
for anybody, $130,000. And that's if you were in target date funds. And, Aaron, I think we mentioned before, we as a company, we do 401ks, and we understand target date funds. But between me and you, we have a 401k. Am I in a target date fund in my account? Nope. There's a lot better options than a target date fund. The target date fund just every year reallocates a little bit. If you're 60-40, and then the next year you're going to be 59, to 41 because they're selling a little bit of stock and buying a little bit more of those bonds every year. The
Mhm.
challenge is it's still the same pile of funds. It's not highly actively managed. There's no one there really managing it as far as giving you recommendations as far as what we should do next year. What is the market outlook? What's happening in the economy. That's just a buy and hold fund where you lost all that money, yet
Right.
alone the opportunity cost for being in something that was optimized for you.
Right. Really good point. Sometimes it just gets so overwhelming when you're trying to take on all of this yourself. So, Matt, if somebody would like your help, either talking through how to invest their IRA or rolling their 401k into an IRA, what's the best way to reach you?
Give me a call at 425-256-3105 or send me an email, mberkland@choosevault.com.
Wonderful. Matt, thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Aaron.